this is Spartan Commander, and this is a 722nd Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Just to say, this battle was fought on the Nordic woodland map. I like this map because it's got big open spaces, and you've got the trees where you can hide the troops to plan those nasty ambushes. So this is a pretty good map, and this is a cracking battle for you to watch. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius. Now Aurelius has got 12 head hurlers, 2 druids, 2 chariot archers, and 4 heavy chariots. Okay, so he's got quite a diverse Britannia army here. If we have a look at his druids there, now remember that barbarian troops have got very poor morale, so to bring druids like a religious unit there to give the extra morale to your troops is a really good tactical move there. As I say, he's bought 2 of them there, so I say that's good good morale. And then we move on to the infamous head hurlers there. Now remember, these head hurlers can bring absolutely devastating firepower to the battlefield. He's got 12 of these head hurlers, and remember that they actually cause units to rout, because the casualties that they cause those units so quickly drops the morale of the enemy troops so quickly that makes them rout, because their morale just drops so quickly because of the casualties that they suffer quickly from these head hurlers. So as I say, he's got 12 of these, and they are, as I say, the devastating firepower they can bring really can turn a battle there. But remember, with these guys, if they haven't turned the battle in their team's advantage by the time they've thrown all their heads, all you've got is 12 light infantry units. So it's always a gamble bringing this many head hurlers, so it'll be interesting to see how well Aurelius handles them during the course of the battle. You see how they carry the heads on the belts there, on their belts there? Okay, so I believe that he's chosen the barbarian warlord chariots. Now remember, the Britannia faction's got 2 lots of chariots. They got heavy chariots with just 3 hit points, or these barbarian warlord chariots with 5 hit points. And I've experimented with both over the years, and these barbarian warlord chariots really are worth the money, and with those 2 extra hit points, it really does make a difference on the battlefield there. So I think that's a pretty effective Britannia army, as long as he can turn the battle in our favour with those head hurlers before they've thrown all their heads. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member TR. Now TR's got 12 infantry, 3 archers, 2 chariots, and 3 cavalry. So he's also got quite a diverse army here. If you notice here, he's got the phalanx pikemen. Now they're a cheaper pike unit there. Possibly he'll use that as a pilot shield unit. And then of course he's got his elite troops, the bronze shield. These are the elite pikemen of Pontus there. But if you notice, they both got the long pikes there. The enemy troops have got to fight down to kill the man on the other end. Okay, so as I say, TR is very good with the pike units here, pike factions. A quick look at his chariots there. Now remember, these chariots here have got a big attack specification and big morale sapping abilities, but if they run amok, they kill both friend and foe alike, as we've seen in other battle videos. So they are a real double-edged sword, because as I say, if they run amok, they're killing friend and foe alike, and they become a menace to both friend and foe alike. So it'd be interesting to see how well he handles them. And then of course he's got his Cappadocian cavalry. You don't see the Cappadocian cavalry that much there, so there's a close-up of them. As I say, TR is very good with the pike faction there. You'll see that that unit has got 7 upgrades on there. So there you go. That's TR's Pontus army. And our next teammate is Brotherhood member JGP. Now JGP's got 11 infantry, 2 archers, and 6 cavalry. Okay, but if you have a look at the upgrades on his infantry, you'll see that most of his infantry have got an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Remember, that experience stripe can really make a difference during the course of the battle. And other of his infantry units, he's just got gold shield, gold attack on. So he's certainly got mixed upgrades through his infantry, but the majority of them have got an experience stripe on. Quick look at his cavalry. I'm thinking he's probably just got gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry, because he spent most of his money on his infantry. So I think that's a pretty good army there. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, and I have got a 15 Sacred Band spearmen, 3 cavalry, and 2 slingers. Okay, so that's my army. Just a very, very diverse team here. Let's say we got TR with Pontus, we got Aurelius with Britannia. as I say, TR with Pontus. We've got JGP with Rome, and myself with Carthage. It's got the potential to be a cracking battle, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have Uther, Brotherhood member Uther. He's called himself Striker Q, but it is Brotherhood member Uther. He's just got 10 infantry and 6 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his infantry. Right, you'll see that he's only got gold shield, gold attack on his infantry, which tells me that you think he spent his money on his cavalry for this battle. Let's have a quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. Let's have a count there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry. Remember, that takes them out of the elite bracket into the super bracket. You'll be amazed on how good this cavalry does when it's fully upgraded. So there you are. He's spent most of his money on his cavalry. He's just got gold shield, gold attack on his infantry. Be interesting to see how he uses that army during the course of the battle. Okay, their next teammate is, if we can see him through the trees there, is Brotherhood member Pompey. Now, Pompey has got 12 Spartans and 8 long-range Cretan archers. Okay, 12 Spartans and 8 long-range Cretan archers there. Their next teammate is GOTW Leanbod. Now, Leanbod's got the old-fashioned 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. That's the bog-standard 31k Roman army that's been going for many, many years. And the reason it's the bog-standard Roman army is because it's so effective and so efficient. Be interesting to see how he uses that. Their last teammate is Brotherhood member Romex. Now, Romex has got 14 pikes, 2 archers and 4 cavalry. Okay, 14 pikes, 2 archers and 4 cavalry. And if you look at the upgrades on his pikes there, you'll see I think he's got mixed upgrades. He's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his pikes there, and others of his units have just got 7 upgrades on an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack there. So he's certainly got mixed upgrades going through his army there. Okay, so what a diverse team they are as well. You've got Rome with Uther. Okay, you've got Greek cities with Pompey. You've got Rome with GOTW Leanbod, and you've got Macedon with GOTW Romex there. Very diverse factions there. And just to say, this Nordic woodland map has got a slight incline in this particular part of the map. So you can either attack up that incline if that's what you want to do, or if you move over to the right over there, you can then attack on a flatter part of the map. It's just looking at the map there and looking at the ground and seeing where you want to attack from. It's got the potential to be a great battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle there, I just thought I'd show you that I'm right over on the left flank there, and you'll see I'm running all the way over from the left flank to try and team up with my teammates over there on the right flank. So I've got a long way to run, and of course by the time I get over there, my troops will probably be winded at least, so I don't want to put them into fighting until they're maybe back to fresh, or just warmed up maybe. Over here you'll see that Aurelius has got his Britannia chariot archers there in the Cantabrian circle, and there you can see he's taken his heavy chariots over through to the woods there on our right flank. So it'll be interesting to see what he's going to do with those chariots, taking them over there. Looks like he's got a deliberate plan there, the way he's moving them over there. And there you can see you are those chariots, those heavy chariots that have just chased those hidden Greek cavalry of Romex's out of the woods there. Okay, when those heavy chariots started to head towards them there, he decided to move his light cavalry away from those heavy chariots, which might have been a good move, I think, there for Romex. If they got hit by those chariots, it may well have routed them there. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second just to say, as we know, GOTW Leanbod and Brotherhood member Pompey are 2 of the most aggressive attacking players on Rome Total War. So fighting side by side, I'm guessing that the main attack of the enemy team are going to hit us round about this area here. Okay, as I say, we know they're very, very aggressive, attacking most of the time there. And as I say, I've just got my Carthage army has just arrived over from the other flank. As you can see, my troops are winded, but I've brought this Carthage army to try and counter the Greek cities army there. So I will be shadowing the Greek cities during the course of the battle. Okay, but as I say, my troops are winded at the moment, so I want to rest them before I actually get them into combat. Okay. Let's just pause the game for a second here. Now I just want to show you here, can you see that as we looked at earlier, Aurelius has got his heavy chariots. He's taking them around the flank and he's going to get them in behind the enemy troops here. Now I think this is a good tactical move here for Aurelius to get in behind the enemy troops there, and then he can watch the battle using his battlefield awareness to see where he's going to strike with those chariots. So I think that's a really good tactical move there, getting those chariots in behind the enemy team there. And as I say, it'd be interesting to see where he's going to strike with those chariots during the course of the battle. Let's say Leanbod here moving forward as we expected he would do. Retreat, hanging around, waiting is not in his vocabulary, if you know what I mean. He's just going to attack there at first opportunity he gets. As I say, you can see here, and I think JGP had some units hiding in the woods. My guess is he'd better move them there with the Greek cities moving towards him, and there you are. You could see the Spartans moving towards him there, made a good tactical decision there in taking his units out of hiding and bringing them over to join the rest of our team. Okay, as I say, you can see Pompey moving his Greek cities forward there. You can see both Leanbod and Pompey there. They got their fingers on the trigger, you know, like kind of almost ready to attack right from the start of the battle there, as they move forward. Remember, those Spartans got excellent specifications, 2 hit points, really good quality infantry there. So as I say, I'm going to take my Carthaginians over to try and counter the Greek cities there. And as I say, I reckon my troops are still winded, where I think Pompey's troops will be fresh. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. Okay, so just a nice bit of teamwork here. Can you see that JGP as well as TR have put 2 pilot shield units out in front of their main battle formations there? Okay, they're really supporting each other there. Remember, units in open order suffer less damage from missiles. So as I say, TR and JGP, they're helping each other out. You'll see one of JGP's units here attacking one of Leanbod's units there. So that's a nice aggressive move there by JGP. But as I say, you got the Spartans moving here, looking to maybe hit us in the flank. So that's why I'm moving my Carthaginians over there to try and counter the Spartans there. Okay, so that's the plan. But as I say, my troops are still winded, so I don't really want to put them into battle yet. I want to keep them out for as long as I can, just to try and get them back to maybe warmed up before we actually get into combat there. Okay, you can see JGP's bought a couple of his, 4 of his SPQ or infantry out there. Right, over here, I'd like to show you, this is the 8 archers of Pompey in close tight formation, so that they do more damage, more impact there with their archers. Probably going to start targeting my Carthaginians there, trying to weaken my Carthage units before I get into contact with his Spartans. Okay, that's probably what he's going to do. The Head Hurlers here will be moving forward as well, trying to target the enemy troops, but also the archers may well be targeting the Head Hurlers as well, because they know how devastating they can be. Okay, over here you can see, now I thought Uther was going to charge into those SPQR infantry units for a second there. Did you see the way he moved forward? But now he's just stood there. Can you see his cavalry just stood there, and they could well suffer pilot damage there. They're so close to that infantry. In fact, if JGP wanted to, he could charge his infantry into those Julii cavalry, maybe causing them a lot of casualties. The pilots that he's throwing into them is already causing those cavalry a lot of damage there. Look at that. You can see that they suffered quite a few casualties there. All that cavalry there, has just been lost through being hit by pilots. So well done to JGP there, standing his ground and just, as I say, throwing pilots into that cavalry there. But over here, as I say, you can see the Spartans moving forward there, and I'm ready to counter them. You can see that Uther has kind of integrated his Julii army with the Spartans there. As I say, you can see GOTW Leanbod moving his Brutio army forward there, as we thought he would be, very aggressive there. And here you can see Romex, his Macedonians. If you notice there, we've got chariot archers, plus my slingers there shooting into the Macedonians. Remember, those 121 man units are incredibly susceptible to missile damage there, so my slingshots are going in there, plus the arrows of my allies as well, weakening those Macedonian units if we can. There's a general overview. I think we've gone a little bit defensive at this stage of the battle there, and of course when you go defensive you hand the initiative to the enemy, so it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do there. Okay, you can see JGP now moving those 4 SPQR units back. Those were the ones he had hidden in the woods earlier. And as I say here, Romex and Leanbod work together really well. Of course, they're clan teammates, and as you can see, they're working side by side there, trying to penetrate our battle formation there. TR's battle formation there, backed up by JGP's SPQR infantry. Remember those head hurlers there? 12 head hurlers Aurelius has got there with their devastating firepower there. They could start really throwing loads of effective against armor heads. And I just want to show you something here. Can you see the length of the Macedonian pikes and the length of the Pontus pikes are the same? But you might not know this, but Macedon has got 3 more defense points than Pontus pikemen. Okay, so before you put any upgrades on at all, Macedon has got 3 higher defense points than Pontus. So when Macedon and Pontus fight, if the upgrades are roughly the same, then Macedon should win, because those 3 extra defense points obviously would make a big difference when fighting there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens between Macedon and Pontus there, because obviously they've got upgrades they've put on to their troops there, but in general Macedon will beat Pontus because of those 3 higher defense points that they've got. Over here, as I say, on our left flank, you can see the Spartans moving forward. Right, now can you see a potential weak spot of the Spartans here? I remember watching this and thinking, right, they're moving over to the left, but they're showing me their flank. Okay, can you see those Spartan units as they move over? It's showing me their flank. So what I'm thinking here is to charge forward and hit those Spartans in the flank as they're moving over to my left, over towards maybe JGP's cavalry there. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about running out from my teammates' battle formation there and just hitting those Spartans in the flank. I don't know if you guys think that's a good tactic or not, but I remember at the time just seeing the weak side of that flank there and thinking, right, I'm going to charge out and trying to hit them while they're on the move. Okay, so as you can see, I'm running forward there, trying to hit them while they're on the move there before they turn to face me. The other thing I'd like to show you here is, you remember we looked at Aurelius' heavy chariots there earlier? He'd got in behind the enemy troops. Well, now he's brought his chariots all the way round behind the enemy over here now onto our left flank. Now there's a good reason for this, I think, and that's why I think he wants to target these 8 Cretan archers in close tight formation. Imagine those warlord chariots smashing into those archers there. Imagine the damage that they could do, bearing in mind that those archers are shooting arrows into my Carthaginians there. So as soon as those chariots smash into that into those 8 Cretan archers, the better from my point of view, especially because those archers will be causing us a lot of casualties. I'd also like to show you that, remember, I've got my 3 cavalry units we looked at earlier. Okay, and what I'm going to do with those is also going to try and target those Cretan archers, because make no mistake, those concentrated Cretan archers could cause my Carthaginians massive damage there. So what I'm thinking here is, if my cavalry and Aurelius's chariots smash into those 8 Cretan archers there, then we could cause a lot of damage there, and maybe even take all those archers out, which would be a major benefit to us, obviously, there. So as I say, we got the chariots and my cavalry heading towards them. Now whether the enemy team have spotted that or not, I don't know, but we certainly will see in a minute. But as I say, you can see there, I'm running my Carthaginians out of my teammates' battle formations there, and we're going in to try and attack those Spartans. I was trying to hit them while they were on the move, but unfortunately I wasn't fast enough, and now he set them down now, ready to receive the attack. Okay, so you can see my Carthaginians moving forward there and made contact with the Spartans. Okay, there's lots going on in this battle all the time. It's very difficult to film everything here. Here you can see the head hurlers of Aurelius throwing loads and loads of those effective against armor heads into the enemy team there, weakening enemy units. Make no mistake there, they will be weakening a lot of the enemy units there that those heads are hitting. Okay, but bearing in mind that the archers may well be targeting those head hurlers, they'll be suffering casualties as well, but there will be a lot of those effective against armor heads going into the enemy team there. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here, because as I say, you can see my Carthaginians now are engaging the Greek cities. Okay, but remember that Uther's Julii cavalry is fully upgraded. Now, if you notice here, do you remember JGP's moved his cavalry away from that flank over to the other flank there, because he saw all those Greek city Spartans moving towards him, so he's moved his cavalry over to the other flank. But this now has enabled Uther with his Julii cavalry to come round behind me possibly and smash into the back of my engaged Carthaginians. Now remember, Uther's cavalry is fully upgraded, that Praetorian cavalry fully upgraded there, and if he smashes into the back of my engaged Carthaginians there, then he could maybe incite a mass rout of my troops. Okay, there you are, you can see he's gotten behind. This is a good aggressive attacking move here by Uther. Gets in behind that, and then he's locked and loaded. Look, I know he's going to charge in. Look at that, he's going to smash into the back of my engaged Carthaginians there. Look at him, bang, as he smashes in there. Really aggressive hit there by Uther, but I think he did it so quickly he didn't inform his allies to put their spears up. Now if you notice here, can you see all these Julii cavalry units here have been killed on his allies' Spartan spears. Remember, friendly spears and friendly pikes that are down, if you run your cavalry through friendly pikes or spears, you will lose a lot of your cavalry. And you can see, unfortunately for Uther here, he got caught on his allies' Spartan spears, and all those Julii cavalry have just been killed by his allies' spears there. I think he attacked so quickly he didn't kind of give Pompey time to pick his spears up before he charged through there, and he's lost all that cavalry. So as I say, newer players to Rome Total War, that's an example there of communication that you need to have with your allies. Meanwhile, over here you'll see that Aurelius is barbarian chariots there, warlord chariots, that's smashing in to those Cretan archers as we said they would. I think the enemy team were watching the battle there rather than watching their archers, and my cavalry is on the way over as well. What a great move that would be if we can take out all 8 of these expensive long-range Cretan archers. That would be a great move, I think, from our team there. But meanwhile here, I'm being smashed into the back by that fully upgraded Julii cavalry. Make no mistake, he will be causing me a lot of casualties there. Okay, as I say, there's lots going on in this battle all at the same time, so it's a little bit difficult filming everything here. This is a nice screening move here by Romex, putting those 2 pike units out, protecting from chariots maybe getting in behind his troops there is what he's probably thinking there. You'll see that TR's placed his archer unit really well. They're shooting into the flank of the enemy team. I've got my slingers there throwing slingshots in, and you've got JGP. You'll notice that JGP's got his infantry all over the battlefield here, supporting and helping all over the place there. And you can see Leanbod and Romex there with Brutii and Macedonian troops there pushing in onto TR's units there. He's got a double banked part of his battle formation here, but don't forget these head hurlers here in that massive group, throwing loads and loads of effective against armor heads into what I think is Uther's Julii troops there. Okay, so they're going to be causing him a lot of casualties there, but as I say, I've just been smashed into the rear by that fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry there. You can see that bang, pushing right into me there, really pushing, trying to rout some of my units. You can see JGP bringing some of his SPQR units over to help, but that was a massive smash into the rear of my units there by Uther's fully upgraded cavalry. And you can see some Brutii cavalry coming down here as well. I think that Leanbod was thinking about smashing into my Carthaginians as well, but then he pulled back. Okay, but meanwhile at the back of the enemy troops there, if you look between us, we've managed to take out most of the enemy archers there. The chariots of Aurelius and my Sacred Band cavalry, we've done what we wanted to. We've really smashed into those archers. Even if we don't rout them all, we're going to cause them so many casualties, they're going to be weak units there. So I thought that was a nice combination hit there by Aurelius and myself there. So that's good. And I'm just looking at Leanbod there, wonder whether he's going to charge his cavalry in. Look, you've got the light cavalry of Macedon there, and might charge in there as well, possibly try and chase us away. But as I say, over here you can see my Carthaginians now, after that devastating smash into the rear there, has weakened my units quite considerably. So as I say, fighting Spartans and getting smashed into the rear by fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry is not really good recipe for success there. So as I say, this is a nice screening unit there by Pompey. So our allies, if they want to get cavalry in behind the Greek cities, are going to have to go wide and have to go all the way around here to get in behind the Spartans. So as I say, that's a nice move there by Pompey, putting that unit out there to try and make it difficult for our cavalry to intervene in that part of the battlefield. But you can see my Carthaginian unit starting to rout now. They suffered so many casualties from the cavalry smashing into the rear that their morale will be low. And their battle proficiency probably won't be very good either, with their morale being so low there through losing so many troops. But as I say, you can see here we're trying to get cavalry in behind those Spartan units there. And as I say, you can see my Carthaginians, I'm still trying to attack, still being aggressive against those Spartan units there. Still pressing forward. Okay, so just want to show you something here. Can you see the Uther's Julii army there? Can you see their flank is a little bit exposed there? Can you see JGP's attacking one of his units? But look, he's got his cavalry round the flank of Uther's Julii army. Now imagine being smashed into the flank with that. But on top of that, look at these chariots. Now, Aurelius, look, can you see the chariots are idle? But look at Uther's army. What are they saying? Look, frightened by chariots. Okay, can you see the writing? If you look at the writing, can you see frightened by chariots? So even though those chariots don't look like they're doing anything, they're sapping the morale away from Uther's infantry units there. Look. Just stood there idle. They look like they're not doing anything, but they really are doing a lot. They're sapping the morale from Uther's units there. So when JGP, or if JGP smashes into the flank of Uther's army, there could be a good chance of Uther's Julii army routing there, especially if Aurelius charges his chariots in as well. Right, here comes JGP's SPQR cavalry, and bang, as he smashes into the flank of Uther's Julii army there. Now imagine if those chariots charged in at the same time. Now there goes the chariots as well. So you've got a combination of SPQR cavalry and the chariots. Get ready for this, and bang, as they charge in there. Oh my gosh. And there you are, you can see Uther's generals routed as well. Oh my gosh, look at the damage that JGP and Aurelius have done. They're smashing in to Uther's army, including routing his general. It looks like Uther might only have 1 or 2 infantry units left, and that one's wavering, so it's on the verge of routing now. But that was a really nice battlefield awareness attack there by JGP and Aurelius. Meanwhile over here, my Carthaginians are being whittled down by those Spartans there. So I could do with some help over there if possible. But just look at the mass of head hurlers there. Look. Can you see the massive head hurlers there, just ready to throw lots of heads into the enemy troops? You can see that Uther is attacked with his Julii cavalry there, and that's why some of these you can see Aurelius is alt attacked with those head hurlers, because you can see they've got their swords out there, so they just countered Uther's cavalry. Now remember, Uther's cavalry was fully upgraded, but it looks like he's now lost all of his cavalry. All his cavalry has now been routed there. And remember, they were fully upgraded. They'd have cost him a lot of money there to fully upgrade them, but they're all routed now. And a lot of his infantry was as well. Over here, as I say, you can see the Macedonians there. Now, Leanbod here's got some infantry. Whether he's going to come round the flank here, that could be an interesting move. But as I say, you got JGP's SPQR infantry there to counter that move, I'm thinking. But meanwhile, over here on our left flank, as I say, my Carthaginians suffered a lot of casualties from that massive cavalry hit in my rear. So whether I'll do any good against those Spartans, I don't know. But there, right, so I think Uther has just got 1 unit left out of his entire army. There, you can see he's got 1 Julii unit left, and that's a very weakened unit there. But all his fully upgraded cavalry plus the rest of his infantry has just been taken out from that massive combined SBQR cavalry and Aurelius as a chariot attack there. So really well done there. It was a really good hit. Okay, so you can see I've got my Sacred Band cavalry over here. Now what I'm thinking about is trying to smash into the rear of those engaged Spartan units there with my weakened cavalry. Okay, that's what I'm thinking about doing there. So you can see that my Carthaginians there are fighting these Spartans there, and I'm just thinking if I could charge into the rear of those units, maybe, just maybe, we might be able to rout some of those Spartan units there. Right, here comes my cavalry. Okay, notice I've got them in wedge formation there for more penetration, more damage. They're causing more casualties. Right, here they come, get ready. Only 3 units, get ready for this. And bang! As they smash into the rear of those Spartan units. But if you notice there, I haven't routed any of those Spartan units at all from that impact there. So that cavalry charge was unsuccessful. Let's pause the game for a second here. You'll see here, looks like Aurelius has got several of his chariot units routed there. Looks like he ran into some Macedonian pikes there. Can you see these chariots, destroyed chariots there? Look like they got hooked on those Macedonian pikes there. So he has had those units routed. They may well rally, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now over here on the right flank, I thought this was a great move here by Romex and Leanbod. They've come round the flank here of TR's defensive linelet, both cavalry and infantry. There are 2 pike units and all of Leanbod's cavalry. Now you imagine if they get in behind us. Okay, imagine if they smash into the rear of TR's engaged Pontus pikemen there. This is a really good move by Romex and Leanbod. Get ready for that chariot hit there going in. Bang! As those Pontus chariots just smashed into Leanbod's cavalry there. That was a nice aggressive hit there by TR with those chariots. But I guess he thought that he knew that those chariots were going to be routed there. But that was a nice aggressive hit there. Now, as I say, if Leanbod gets in behind us here, he could cause us major problems there with his cavalry. And this could be a battle-winning move here by Leanbod. Very good battlefield awareness. Now, you watch this. He could really smash into us there. Meanwhile, over on our left flank here, just like to show you something. As I say, there's loads going on at the same time. JGP has just used his cavalry to smash into the rear of those engaged Spartans fighting my Carthaginians. And there's Pontus cavalry in there as well. There's Cappadocian cavalry. So, as I say, there's lots going on at the same time here. So, here, as I say, Leanbod here could get in behind us and smash into the rear of our defensive line there with his cavalry. And I bet he would rout those Pontus pikemen, or he may well go for the Head Hurlers. Remember that soft targets there. Those Head Hurlers are only light infantry. If he smashes in there, as I say, they are a soft target there that he could hit. So it'd be interesting to see where he's going to decide to hit here. But as I say, both TR's Cappadocian cavalry and JGP's SBQR cavalry are smashed into the rear of those Spartans fighting my Carthaginians. Really good support there. But over here, you can see Leanbod using his cavalry. Look, and bang! As he charges in to the rear of those Pontus pikemen of TR's there, routing them as he goes down the line. Look how he takes his cavalry down the line there, routing the Pontus units, and there was an SBQR unit there. As I say, a great tactical move there. Very good battlefield awareness there by Leanbod. And as I say, you can see he's routed there our SBQR allies Roman unit there, and he's starting to roll up TR's units there as the Macedonians are pushing in as well. So that was a great combination attack there by Romex and Leanbod there. And as I say, over here you can see Leanbod's Brutii army plus backed up by some pikes there facing any of our troops that were trying to get in behind the Macedonians there. So as I say there, that was a really good move there, and there's a chance here that all of TR's pike units could well be routed here with this cavalry. Remember, Pontus morale's really poor. They get smashed in the rear. There's a good chance of them routing. Right, here's that SBQR cavalry of JGP's again. Bang! Charging in. Now, if you notice here, I'm charging my cavalry in. I'm going for the Greek city's general. That's where I want to hit. I want to kill that Greek city's general, take the morale away there. Bang! Bang! And bang! As each one of my cavalry units smashed in there, and we've managed to rout the Greek city's general, and we've managed to kill him as well now. So that's good news for us. That's really good news for us. Let's pause the game for a second here. So JGP's cavalry attacks There, of course, a lot of casualties to the Greek cities and my Carthaginians combination as well. So we've managed to rout the vast majority of the Greek cities' army, including their archers. So that's good news for us. But as I say, the enemy team here has done really well, getting in behind us there and attacking TR's defensive pike line there. And you can see a lot of our Pontus allies units are starting to rout now. As I say, I can't tell you what a great move that was there by Leanbod there, getting in behind us there. It was a really good tactical battlefield awareness move there. Okay, so now remember, the enemy are the green Brutii and the Macedonians there. And look at the damage that they've done to our defensive battle line there. And now they're just going to move in and start taking out JGP's SPQR infantry. Okay, I know I've got a few of my Carthage spear units left, but they are extremely weak. As I say, JGP's got his SPQR troops there, and we've got some cavalry as well. There, JGP's cavalry and some Pontus Cappadocian cavalry there. But just look at my units. Look, what have I got? 12 men in that unit, 26 men in that unit, 3 men in that unit, 17 men in that unit, and just, oh my gosh, just look, that's the entirety of my spears. That's all I've got left. That's out of my sacred band spearmen there. That's all I've got left. So I'm going to bring them over into the battle there. But if you look at the superiority now of the enemy Macedonian troops and the enemy Brutii troops there, you can see it's only going to be a matter of time before they I think before they kind of win the battle there. I think the way they're moving towards us, their victorious troops, they're routing so many of our troops there. You can see them moving around a little bit there, getting into good tactical positions probably there. But as I say, the Macedonian long pikes there, because most of our Pontus allies' pikes have been taken out, they're very difficult to fighting down those long pikes for Roman troops there. Right, let's pause the game for a second now. Okay, so most of Aurelius's head hurlers have been routed, but they've rallied, look, and they're still carrying heads, which means they've still got ammunition. These troops, look, have thrown all their heads because they've drawn their swords. Okay, but the head hurlers running with their heads, carrying their heads, look, have still got ammunition to throw into the enemy troops. Okay, so that could make a real difference there. If they start to start throwing loads of heads into those Macedonian units there, those close, tight Macedonian units, they could cause them a heck of a lot of casualties there. Okay, you can see JGP attacking with his SPQR troops. We know Macedon morale's not very good, so that's why JGP is attacking them as intensively as he can there, trying to get some of those units to rout. Because if you can get a few of those units to rout, you could actually get a mass rout going of the Macedonian pikemen there. Okay, which is what that's what we'd really like to do there. Okay, you can see the head hurlers have moved forward. Now they're going to start throwing those effective against armor heads into the Macedonians. Make no mistake, never underestimate the power of these head hurlers there. Now look at that, look. The combination attack of our infantry attacking the Macedonians, plus those the damage that those heads have just done to them, look, as mass routed most of those Macedonian pikemen there. So as I say, never underestimate the power of head hurlers there. The damage that they did there, causing those units to lose so many men so quickly. Their morale dropped like a stone, and then they routed. Plus you've got Aurelius's chariots there, look. Okay, he's just stood there most of the time there, but looking like he's not doing a lot. But as I said earlier, he's sapping the morale of enemy troops all the time there, making them more susceptible to routing. So as I say, when you see chariots not doing a lot, you might think, well, what, they just stood there doing nothing. But actually they are doing quite a lot. They're sapping the morale of enemy troops there, as I say, making them more susceptible to routing. So, well done to Aurelius there. Okay, you can see I'm moving my what's left of my Carthaginians forward there. You can see here that Aurelius has alt-attacked his head hurlers there to attack that Brutii unit. Plus you can see TR charging his Cappadocian cavalry into that unit as well. But over here is the bulk of Leanbod's Brutii army there. Okay, and you can see we're pressing in there with JGP's SPQR units. You'll see I'm taking my Carthaginian spearmen over there as well. Let's pause the game for a second. Now I've got 3 extremely damaged cavalry here. It's 7 men in that unit. There you'll see 7 men, 9 in that one, and 9 in that one. So that's how damaged the cavalry is. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to charge in, and I'm going to go for the Brutii General there. Remember, take the Brutii General out, take the morale bonus away from the enemy troops. So that's what I'm going to do, but I just don't think I'm going to have the weight of numbers to be able to do that. But I'm charging my spearmen there and there as well. As I say, we've got our Britannia ally there. He's moved forward. He's alt-attack. Look, you can see they've drawn their swords, those head hurlers. So he's alt-attack them into the Brutii troops. Plus, as I say, we've got our SBQ, our ally there as well. And over here you can see this one unit of Brutii infantry there fighting a couple of units of Aurelius's head hurlers there. But as I say, with my very, very battle damaged cavalry, I'm going to smash into that Brutii infantry there and try and take the Brutii General out if I can. But I just don't think I'm going to have the weight of numbers to be able to do that. So anyway, when they charge in, we'll see. So you can see my spearmen have just engaged there. You can see some of the head hurlers have still got some ammunition left there. I saw some more heads going into that enemy Brutii army there. Right, here comes my cavalry. I'm going for the Brutii General. Let's just see how far I can penetrate into that Brutii ranks. Or bang! As they charge in there, trying to get to that Brutii General. You can see the SBQ, our general, charging his cavalry in as well. You can see we're all trying to push in on this this Brutii army that's left there. I think Leanbod's holding really well there against all our troops pushing in. Right, let's pause the game for a second. So I've got my very battle damaged Carthaginian spearmen charging in. We've got JGP's SBQ or infantry charging in there. Uther's rallied one of his Julio units. Look, has brought that into the fray. But here you can see there's still some ammunition here for the head hurlers, throwing those effective against armor heads into the enemy troops there. Okay, we've routed this one unit over here that was holding for a long time against those head hurlers there that have been alt-attacked against him. But here you can see we're really pressing in on Leanbod's Brutii army there. You can see those effective against armor heads going in to his troops there. And you can see several of his units are going to start to rout now. There you can see that. But as I say, we need to try and take out that Brutii General if we can. There you can see JGP charging his cavalry and bang! And there we have. That's great. We've routed the the Brutii General there, and it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. So that was. I think that was quite a close one there, to be honest. I think over here you'll see that Romex has still got a couple of units left. I think he's got a couple of pike units in the woods there. So whether he's going to bring them into the fray, we'll have to wait and see, or whether he'll admit defeat. But there you are, that's the entirety of our troops there. You can see how tough the battle was over here. Look, you can see on this flank. This is where my Carthaginians were fighting the Spartans there. Look. And you can see all the dead cavalry from both sides there that intervened in that spear on spear battle there. So you can see very, very intense there by the amount of dead. As we move across the battlefield here, you can see there more piles of dead. As we move over here, let's say wherever you look over this battlefield, there seems to be dead bodies, where little skirmishes and fights were going on all over the battlefield there. And let's say over here, you can see there, and over here I think there's some dead chariots there. You can see there's TR's general up, 5 men left in the general Cappadocian unit there. So it just goes to show how tough the battle was. Here, as I say, you can see some wrecked chariots. You can see there's a chariot wheel there. So you can see where Aurelius charged those chariots in. And over here, of course, there's a lot of intense fighting going on there, where we just managed to take out Leanbod's army. So there you are. You can see I got 46 slingers there, but also I got 3 men in that unit. I've got 10 men in that unit. That seems a lot, doesn't it? 14 men in that unit. 14 men in that unit too. 14 men in both those units. And what's my general unit? 3 men left. So that's the entirety of my army there. So you can just see how much of a real battle of attrition this was here. And you can see that I think TR's only got maybe 3 or 4 units left as well. So it just goes to show us I would think it's going to be a very close battle there. I think there's more SPQR units of JGPs left, but they're all very battle damaged as well. So, as I say, it'd be interesting to see whether, do you think this would be a close battle there? I think just looking at the units that we've got left there, it should be close, I would have thought there. But as I say, you can see so many dead troops there. And anyway, you can see that Romex has bought those couple of pike units out of hiding in the woods, and he's still got an archer unit left. But whether he'll bother to bring them into the battle, or whether he'll just admit defeat, my guess is he'll probably just admit defeat. At this stage of the battle, they're not going to, I don't think they're going to make a lot. There you are, he's just admitted defeat there. Weren't going to make a lot of difference there, so... As I say, it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played really well. And as you can see, it was an average victory. Now, I'd have put money on that being close. I don't know about you guys. It looked to me like it was a close victory. Highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member JGP. 1,681. If you notice, he was supporting all over the battlefield with his infantry and cavalry. I thought that was a great display of teamwork there by JGP. And Euro players to Rome Total War, that was a really good display of how you should be. It's always about helping the team out when you're in a team battle. Well done to GOTW Romex there. Got some good kills with Macedon, some good moves by him as well. So well done to him. Well done to GOTW Leanbod. I think he got the second highest kills in the game. Really aggressive, nice battlefield awareness moves as well. Well done to Pompey. He got some good kills, third highest kills I think in the game. Well done to him. Good aggressive attacking with the Spartans there. And as for Uther, unfortunately his army got crashed and smashed, didn't it? When it got hit by chariots and SPQR cavalry there. So unfortunately he probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to there. But nice upgrades on his cavalry. So I'm just going to say well played, guys. Great teamwork there by you. But unfortunately just didn't quite win there. And my kills, not great kills there, I don't think. What do you think? They're okay, but I think that cavalry attack into the rear of my Sacred Band units by Uther really killed loads of my troops. Well done to JGP, say highest kills in the game. Really well done to him. There, supports all over the battlefield. Well done to TR. I thought he held the line really well for a long time there with his Pontus pikes. And well done to Aurelius. Look at the kills that Aurelius has got. It's maybe the fourth highest kills in the game with Britannia. I thought he played really well. Those Head Hurlers would have been devastating there. Okay, very diverse team. Look, we've got Carthage, Rome, Pontus and Britannia. A really diverse team for us. And the enemy, we've got Macedon, Rome, Greek cities and Rome. Do you think that either team had a faction advantage in this game? If you look at the factions there, do you think either team had a faction advantage, or do you think it was pretty even? Okay, Spartan Commander is saying, I hope you enjoyed the battle. Please give us a thumbs up if you did, and bye for now.